You signed the fucking contract, so you're in the movie, being a fucking pervert, and that's how it goes. You were hilarious in the movie. Hi, I'm Craig from the LSTNT Podcast Network. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Sacramento Popcorn Surprise, our cinema podcast. Tonight is the next edition of Movies from Memory, with hosts Dante and Craig and Artemio. This is our special original series on which we try our best to summarize a flick that we love but haven't seen in several years. They tend to be films from the 90s to aughts. We have been known to get a little vulgar and insensitive, but it's just our sense of humor, and it all comes from a passion and love for movies. Nay, cinema. Tonight, Hollywood's classic sports comedy from 1998, we present BASEketball, starring Ernest Borgnine and others. As always, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to check the bottoms of your popcorn buckets for holes. Someone might put their dick in there.
Woohoo-hoo. Welcome to Movies from Memory. I wanted to say it in unison.
Wait, let it play through.
Oh, no.
Wait, let it play through. Oh, you wanted to do the woohoo when he says it? God damn it, that would have been perfect.
Jinx. All right. Welcome to Movies from Memory, where we
Back
talk
with
about...
another meat spin.
We think we'll have ourselves a beer.
We like to talk about old movies we haven't seen in a long, long time.
Preach.
Today's selection,
Yeah.
BASEketball.
Oh. Okay.
I am Dante. With me, as always, is Craig. And to my right,
Yeah.
the beautiful,
Special guest.
talented, voluptuous, he's like a rainbow, Artemio.
I like how you say he's like a rainbow.
Down to clown, as always.
So,
Back for another round.
we're glad that you're here.
Hey, Greg, you want to pick up your Wente?
My wine glass? My vino?
That Chardonnay you left
Your
on the grill?
agua?
Yeah.
My bagger.
So, like I had mentioned before,
We crack open a Pinot Grigio and talk about
we have many movies
Yeah.
here up on the collection, the
the
shelves.
VHS collection.
Yeah.
in
And
this
beta.
dusty room.
Yeah.
And today, we figured we'd talk about one of them, BASEketball.
One of
Yeah.
the finest wines.
But it's a movie that none of the three
Here's
of us
the
haven't
catch.
seen for a while.
But here's the thing.
Here's the thing. We haven't seen
We
it for
haven't seen it for
a few years.
Well, yeah, we'll start with there. I haven't seen this movie probably since it came out.
I couldn't
So
have...
I'm gonna
Really?
be hurting. I'm gonna be
Really?
I could have not seen it in 20 years and still...
Wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
I 100% remember
And you know what's
this
funny
movie.
is like
Unforgettable.
it gets a lot of shit, and it's like by no means my favorite movie, but I've seen it like probably
Countless
almost
times.
100 times, like
Oh, wow.
so many times.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out my brothers, Emilio, Umberto.
You gotta.
Listen up, buddies, because we're about to get in deep on the nitty-gritty
Oh,
on
shit.
one of our favorite family classics.
This is a family
goodness
classic.
gracious.
This is a family...
Is this like a Christmas movie?
And Galaxy Quest, and then any Polly Shore
All right,
movie that
Galaxy
ever
Quest
came out.
is Thanksgiving.
And Citizen Kane, right?
Citizen Kane is Christmas.
Rosebud.
Oh my god.
That's
And
what my brothers
BASEketball
would
is
say
New
when we would base in the face. Rosebud.
Oh my god. What a strange.
You're like, who is that?
That's where Orson Welles got it from too.
That was
like,
our
your
Christmas.
cheeks. Wow.
So,
That was your Christmas
yeah.
story?
whoever could wake up earlier would just fart in the other's face and say Rosebud.
So that's a long way of saying you've seen it a shit ton of
Yeah,
times.
you've seen it a shit ton of
You-
times. Literally a shit ton.
Yeah, I think I've
At
had
least a
conversations with
At least a
Emilio about this too.
Rosebud amount. So
So, BASEketball.
But it's been a while though,
So
right?
speaking of
or-
hanging
or
away-
have you seen it recently?
let's get into it.
Have you seen it recently?
No, not in a really, really long time. At least like
been
5
A
years.
few years. It's been like a couple for me, probably.
Yeah.
Truth be
That's
told,
the last
because
time
I've seen it a
since
lot.
I've seen my brother, so yeah, about 5 years.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Rest in peace.
So,
No,
There's
wait.
like a family show.
Come on, your brother's not Tom Petty.
All
He's
right,
still
so,
here.
so-
Don't act like he's. Rest in peace.
Come on,
Rest
man.
in peace, by the way.
Not yet, bro. Not officially.
What?
We won't back down.
He's at least free falling. I don't know if he's officially dead.
So
but
how
he's,
does this
he's in a
one
free
start
fall.
again? I mean, not the podcast.
So we
the movie.
his life. So we remember this whole movie from memory.
Cast what we got.
Did we say it's movies
No,
from
no,
memory?
there was no explanation.
Or
so.
like the name of it?
Yeah,
Movies
yeah,
from
yeah,
memory?
yeah.
Or did you say
Yeah, I said the name, but we were
okay.
going to try to
So
remember.
Trying to
BASEketball
remember
movie
it.
from memory. What are we talking about? We're talking about the cast.
Yeah,
We
so
need to make sure that it's known that it's the creators of South Park starring.
yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Did not write, did not direct.
Really?
Yeah, correct.
It was
And
like
I remember
they just
Jenny
starred.
McCarthy was in it,
Mm-hmm.
Gene
and
McCarthy
then
was
Ernest
a boss.
Borgnine was in it.
Ernest Borgnine.
I remember
Now,
that.
is he the owner? He's the owner of their team, correct? The Beers?
The Buffs?
The
or
Beers?
The Buffs?
Oh.
The Duffs? No, that's
the
that's
Beers.
Simpson.
Yeah, Duff Beers. And
Well, I was
No,
way
it's-
off. I totally.
is that
so
only in the Simpsons
Who's
verse?
the owner of the
Yeah.
Dallas Felons, right?
This movie's
that's the
in
arch
the-
nemesis, right?
The Simpson verse.
That'd be great.
The
Visit Mel
owner
Tavern.
of the Dallas team or whatever, the like rich dickhead
Dallas
guy.
Felons, right?
Yes, it is the Felons.
So
That's not Ernest Borgnine though, right? Ernest Borgnine is the one that like chokes on the hot dog and
Yes,
shit, right?
the hot dog.
Yeah, he's
guy.
the Beers owner.
So the other guy though, if I remember correctly,
The guy who's fucking Jenny McCarthy.
watching the if I remember right, this has been so long since I remember it vividly.
Yes.
I
Do you
think this was his 100th movie.
Oh, that's right.
And they did like a little thing for him for it.
And it's the guy who
from Escape from Ocean Mountain.
he has
yeah.
he has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his trophy room. He owns
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
why not?
in like a case, a
All
glass
right, we gotta
case.
start from the beginning.
All
Okay,
right,
so I do remember.
So what year? I'm
And he's
saying
looking at
either
Matt Stone.
97 or 98. I want to say it's same year Anaconda.
I'm saying this is
Really?
99.
I want to say same year Anaconda.
See, I was just about to say like fucking 02, 03.
No way,
Now,
dude.
but then once you guys said that, I'm like, no, this one's 90s, huh?
Yeah. Scored by Real Big Fish.
Dude,
Yeah.
I guess I'll say 98.
That's fair.
So remember your
I want to
numbers.
say it's
I'm
97,
99.
but it's
Think
probably
97.
98.
I don't know. What are you saying, D?
99.
Look it up.
You want to look it up at the end or right now?
Yeah, we got a fact check at the end.
No, I'm not
bro.
gonna bring it up, but
You just
I'm just
can't
curious.
wait. What?
I'm
You
so
can't wait like
I'm so
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. I just can't hardly wait.
Oh my god! All
That
right,
is
so
a
at the
good point.
beginning of the movie,
I stand
it's-
corrected.
It's the two kids and they're at Yankee Stadium
Yeah,
and
Coop and
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie, Mr. October, Reggie
hits
Jackson,
the third home run.
former
and
Oakland Athletic.
Coop catches it, and then it's like
Yeah.
20 years into the future.
It was. Remember, he hit like was it 3 or 4 home runs in one game?
Yeah.
or something like
I
that.
love that Reamer was like, when
Yeah,
you hear the
Reamer.
little kid, he's like, I
So-
totally could have caught it, but I'll let you have it.
Yeah, and he's like muttering to himself.
And then it's like a fast forward movie comedy. Fast forward 20 years.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like two unemployed losers
Like
slackers.
slobby slackers. Yeah,
I don't remember if they have jobs. It sounds like very much like a Dumb and Dumber.
yeah.
almost, but,
Kinda set up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's they go to some party and it's
And
people
Squeak
that
Scolari.
It's a girl that they
Squeak
were
little
trying.
bitch Scolari.
It's a girl that they were trying to like
Oh yeah.
get with since high school.
He's all, oh, Jenna's gonna be there. I really want to fuck her. And right when they turn around, the dad had already answered the door to let him in. They had already knocked. I
Oh, my
really
God.
want to fuck her.
No, but he's like watering. Remember he's like,
Hi, sir.
Oh, hi, Mister.
he's
whatever.
like, he's still watering the plants, though. And like,
Oh yeah, they were
he's just-
pissing.
And he goes, oh, just got to get done watering the plants.
I remember one of them
And I
goes,
really want to fuck her. Oh, the dildo!
yeah,
scene,
the
though.
dildo scene.
Oh, when they're licking.
Or they're like, oh man, look at they're looking at the dildo, looking at it, and
Oh
they
my
start
God.
licking it.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
no.
fucking gross.
Matt-
It's like
Matt
a,
Stone
it's like a
Reamer's like, oh, I'm so
corn
jealous
on the
of you.
cob,
He's
where it's just up and down.
And the girl comes in, and she's like, what are you guys
Looking
doing in
at
my mom's room?
And he
And
pulls apart the panties.
He thinks it's like he's like a night dress, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And then it folds out into like
Oh,
He's
it's
sniffing
so large.
what he thinks is
Hippopotamus.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
and then that's when I think Matt
Giant
Stone
panties.
starts taking out.
No,
Or
that's
Trey.
that's not until they
no,
play
Matt
the
Stone
khakis.
finds he's licking the dildo.
No, but before then, or like once they get caught, he's like,
go,
oh,
Oh, Brittany's mom's pubic hair.
That's part of the first inaugural game of BASEketball.
So they're
But,
shamed.
I love that
right?
he keeps licking it when he's like,
Yeah.
and then he tries to toss it back to her, and she's like, I don't want my mom's dildo. Say it, but
Oh yeah,
it's
doesn't
implied.
it fall in the drawer and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
buzz around? That old
Classic
gag.
comedy, classic
Yeah.
comedy.
So they're banished out to the backyard
Where they're
with
Brittany's mom's
some beers.
pubes, dude.
Oh, and remember they keep going. They keep saying like, "Oh, you want a beer, cock?"
Cock
Cock?
beer?
Oh, my
Yeah, here's
God.
the beer, cock.
So they
He's like,
challenge.
and they see a guy. They
Funny
see
how he does
They
it, though,
see a
man.
guy that's like from their high school. Oh, Skidmark Steve, what are you up
Yeah.
to? And he's like, well, if you must know, I'm in my 5th year of med school.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
then-
what are you two up to? They're like, what are you still doing? Playing Nintendo in your mom's basement, drinking beer? And he's like, no, I'm actually doing all this
Yeah.
shit. And they're like, what are you up to? He's like, well, still drinking beer.
Playing Nintendo.
Cock beer?
Cock beer? Yeah.
They go out back and they start to play the first game.
Yeah, it's just those two.
They don't even know what it is, but it will
no,
become.
Because
It's-
they're out
it's
there
just those
drinking,
two
being kind
shooting
of...
the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
antisocial.
They're like,
What
why
are we
can't there
good
be a
at?
game where we don't have to run or anything?
Yeah, they're all, basketball's cool if it weren't for all the running and jumping.
athletic
dribbling or
stuff that we
anything,
can't
yeah.
do.
But
And
we're
they're-
pretty good at just standing and shooting.
They're
Yeah.
literally
drinking beer.
they're
Pretty
chugging
good.
beers,
Yeah.
shooting free throws with one hand,
Yeah.
and then somebody like, it was
Those two cool
Wendy's
dudes.
boyfriend and her friend's
Brittany or whatever,
boyfriend.
yeah.
We're like, oh, you guys want to make a fucking deal out of it?
Wendy Torrance?
Wendy Peppercorn. I forget what her name was.
my.
What was the name of the girl that was there?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah, isn't it Brittany? Because they keep
I
saying
think- I
Brittany's
think you're
mom's
right.
Hi,
cubes.
Brittany. That's right. That's a bit too where they're like, "Hi, Brittany," and they're like, she turns around. She's like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember inviting you guys.
And they're like, no, it's cool. Like, we heard about it.
And I'm like, "No, it's
Okay.
not."
Yeah.
So she comes out with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's boyfriend. But
She
it's her
comes
boyfriend.
out of her boyfriend.
Oh, my God. So her and her homegirl and their two boyfriends.
And they challenge Doug and Reamer.
Doug Sir Swish Reamer.
And they're like to a 2-on-2 game.
Coop,
And they're like,
Cooper.
we don't play that
Yeah,
piece
that
of shit
pussy
2-on-2.
2-on-2 that you pussies play out here.
Yeah,
Like,
the
they're like,
suburbs.
oh
The
yeah, what do you got?
suburbs.
They got, this new game we
Well,
picked up in the
it's-
hood.
It's basketball with baseball rules. Yeah, we picked it up in the hood.
And then they proceed to,
Over behind the punch is a home run.
so there's like,
Oh, one of Brittany's mom's pubes.
Well, yeah.
well no, it
like-
starts out like where they start shooting at the opposite, the boyfriend starts shooting.
Yeah.
And Reamer or Doug spits beer on him. They're like, you can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, no,
psych out
cock,
rules.
I can do
Like,
whatever
what
I
are you-
want.
Yeah.
Psych
It's
out
psych out
rules.
rules.
Yeah. It's like,
And that's where the pubic hair thing comes in.
Ugh.
Oh, one
and,
of Brittany's mom's pubes.
Then they invent the double tip in, and then they
oh,
win.
yeah. Oh, and that's when he does another one of those, like, no, yeah, it's a tipping cock. Or whatever. He's flipping cock.
I just like the
'Cause he's like, oh, it's a
finally
stolen
the
base.
last
Yeah, it's a stolen base, cock.
finally the last pube joke is where he does the fake out and he's like, oh, one of her pubic hairs,
And he goes,
he's like,
"Oh,
yeah,
gross. Oh,
awesome man,
gross."
awesome fake
And he goes,
out,
"Oh,
and he's like,
dude,
no,
there's
there's
another one.
Oh, dude, there's another one.
And then, so needless to say, Doug and Reamer win. I know.
Big.
Is it Doug Reamer?
Yeah. Reamer and Coop.
and Coop.
Coop.
Yeah.
Coop Cooper.
So
Yeah.
they bring BASEketball. They're the champs, but they're still playing in
They-
the garage. Or
And
the
well, no,
driveway.
no, they
driveway.
lose the game, and they're like bullshit.
No, they win and they go, but they still get the
Oh
girls.
yeah, they win the game, and they're like, first we got to get the khakis, then we get the game, then we get the girls. Just some
Oh,
shit
yeah.
like that.
They still get the khakis.
So they keep playing at their house, and they're
They're the shirts. Is their
they're-
team.
No, but their friend.
Their boy servant Screech. Or
Yeah,
Squeak.
it might as well be, dude.
Squeak,
Fuck,
little
dude.
bitch Scolari.
Yeah.
I swear, if you guys bag on me 13 or 14 more times,
I'm out of
Well,
here.
he's the
I'm like,
the gas man. He comes in.
Yeah,
and
he goes
turns
to
off
shop
their
for
gas.
He's like, I don't want to play basketball, but it's shut off your fucking gas.
and they're like, fine, just go in the backyard. Wait, you have a dog. No, he's fine, he's fine.
He's
tied
like,
up.
no, they're like,
He's
he's,
tied
no, they're like, he's at the vet. He's
Oh,
at the
yeah.
vet, and then he hops over,
And the
and
dog
then
just
the dog
fucks
gets
him
him,
up.
and he's like, fuck. He goes, and then Reamer goes, oh, it's the cat that's at the vet right now. Honest mistake, Squeak.
Oh, yeah.
But they bet him his livelihood. They're like, if you
Yeah.
make this shot, we'll let you in.
Don't
We'll
turn
let
off the
you
gas.
turn off the gas.
Turn off the gas. If not, you won't do it.
Yeah, it's like, well, either way, it's my
And he's
fucking
like, okay,
job.
Mind
he's such a
trick.
subservient
Yeah.
Whoa.
bottom.
He is.
He's reek.
He's a subservient body. Yeah, he's for sure Reek from Game of Thrones. So it keeps going.
He ends up moving in.
Yeah, I love when he moves
I just remember they're like,
Oh.
and he's like, "Oh, that's a pretty nice
That's
bed you got there."
not
He's
a
like,
bad
"Oh
bed."
no, that's
He goes-
James's spot.
he
You're
goes,
gonna be
"It's the
sleeping
dog's
over
bed."
here."
He
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, is that a pull-out?"
And then
yeah,
the
it's a
dog
pretty
bed-
sweet pull-out.
Yeah.
But that's James's spot. Yeah, this spot's here. It's a fucking dog bed? How am I supposed to get fucking chicks in here? And they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You can get a chick in there if you had a $100 bill hanging out of your zipper."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I could." They're like, "No, you're a little bitch." And he's like, he's like,
Yeah,
"No,
you
I'm
are."
not." He's like, "Yeah, but what is he? Like, you're a little bitch." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And he's like,
Yeah, but you're an asshole.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. And they're like,
I'm not an asshole. Yeah, but you're a little
and
bitch.
that's where he drops that. If you guys rag on me 13 or 14,
Yeah.
Damn it! If you guys rag on me, and he's
Yeah.
Choder Boy. I think we
Choder
should-
Boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
from Orgasmo. Yeah.
Orgasmo, one
Which
of
is
the
a
great
movie.
films
superb,
of all time.
superb.
Yeah. The
It's
first
so
Mormon
fucking good.
tie-in, not their last one though,
Yeah.
with the Book of Mormon. Did you guys ever
Or
check that
Dum
out?
Dum
have
Dum
not.
Dum Dum.
It's pretty good. Oh yeah, and all the South Park.
What about
episodes.
Cannibal the musical? That one's pretty.
I
tight,
dug
too.
that one too.
Yeah.
It's not as funny as their other stuff, but there's some really funny stuff in it.
So from,
My heart is big as a baked potato.
from there though, it goes into they develop like a court, like a neighborhood tournament,
Yeah.
and they
And they're
win.
champs,
They
yeah.
win on a tip off,
Oh,
or a
yeah.
tip,
Where
The
they
double
like
tip.
both had to. Yeah,
Yeah.
double tip. Yeah.
which spoiler call back to later on in the film.
Oh.
You just ruined it.
You ruined the movie.
Spoiler.
Well, I said spoiler alert, so it doesn't matter.
It's ruined.
It's like a
but-
Shyamalan twist.
What is it? They like the guy's like, you guys are into
And
your.
Bruce Willis is
He's like, you guys are into your.
shows up and
He's like,
He was dead
because
the whole time.
nowadays their memories can only be like measured in nanoseconds.
Oh, yeah.
With your hula hoop video games and all this.
That's
different
Ernest
stuff.
Borgnine.
And
Yeah,
he like,
yeah.
and then it cuts to Reamer,
Yeah.
who's just staring at a fucking. He's staring at
Oh,
like
it's like a
butterfly.
bird in a tree, right?
dude, there's so much shit in that I don't know, man. It's really funny to me.
So there's
after
another
it
fast
cuts-
forward, right?
And then it cuts to the championship of that season. Like it's like
Yeah.
5 years later, and
Like,
now
it's become a pro
basketball.
league.
And that's another thing.
It
They're the
replaces all the
Milwaukee
other.
Bears.
Well, all the
that's,
other.
That's
all the
another
other,
thing too. That's like started with the beginning of the movie, where they're like,
Yeah.
the Jazz moved to Utah, where they don't allow music, and like
Yeah, the Raiders moved to LA and back to Oakland. No
and
one
back
seemed
to
to
the
notice.
Yeah.
And that's when they started the inter-sport play.
Oh, yeah.
Where some
Where the
guy,
outfielder
It was-
gets like tackled by a linebacker in a baseball
that's
field.
Right. Yeah, that was tight.
Yeah, and
So
excessive
basketball-
celebrations.
Yeah. Basketball in this world
pretty
is the new
funny.
big sport.
Yeah,
So where are they?
where there's
what's the name of the
actual
team?
like
They're the
heroes.
Milwaukee-
Yeah, exactly. And there's
Yeah, sports
They're
heroes.
the Milwaukee.
the Milwaukee Beers.
Beers,
That's
yeah.
what
Kind
it
of
is,
like, oh, they're the Brewers, but we're gonna not like beat around the bush. We're just the fucking Beers because that's basically
pretty
what
good.
they want to be.
Some of the teams get pretty kind of
The
fucking
Dallas
cutty, though.
Felons, the
It's,
San Francisco Fairies.
were kind of cutty.
But it's spelled Ferry,
And
bro.
that's, they do that joke where they're like,
on.
and speak San Franciscan vagina, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this joke.
Oh,
could
they
only,
pants squeak.
This joke could
Oh,
only be
and
played.
point to his ass and say
Yeah.
vagina.
It could only be
Yeah.
played in like the 90s.
So,
like a rough.
I do-
It's kind of
Yeah,
not
it's
a
just, it
great
is what it
joke.
is. It is what it is.
I do remember they lose the championship game and
Because
Ernest Borgnine dies.
Dirk Jenkins gets the psych out when he's
Who?
like, it's the psych out dude for the Dallas Felons.
Oh, that guy. The, like,
He's like, hey,
shaved
you
head
boys,
guy.
somebody's buying the farm.
Oh, is that like big Mexican guy that has like a bald head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he points to the owner of the Beers, the guy that started the whole league.
Yeah,
the guy
Ernest
yeah,
Ernest
yeah.
Borgnine.
He approached. He's the one who's like, you're in your hula hoop video games,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
all that stuff.
And
so,
he's eating the
he's
fucking
dating
hot dog.
McCarthy.
That's
And,
right. That's right.
He swallows a hot dog, and and then
Yeah,
And
he's
he
like,
chokes
hey,
on
look
it.
at your guy.
your best friend's dying.
Oh, it's so
Yeah,
messed up.
he's like a father to you. And, he's dying. And then remember,
He's
Coop has to
doing
give him
Heimlich,
CPR.
But you see the hot dog,
and the
you
hot,
see the hot dog
between
shoot
each
out
breath,
and
the
then
hot
jump
dog.
again.
There
I
is
love it.
so much.
Somebody
stupid
get me help for this man.
slapstick
It's going up
physical
and down.
gag
And I love it's
comedy.
like it's a shame that it's on free egg night or whatever, and they start pelting him
yeah.
with eggs. And
You
it
know
looks
what? That's
but
another
they
nutty
do a
thing.
slow mo where it looks like he's getting shot, where he gets pelted and he goes,
We go
"Ooh."
slow-mo. But that's another nutty thing is how it has Al Michaels and Bob Costas
Two of the like biggest, most respected broadcasters
And
of all time.
Costas gets real creepy in that game.
Oh yeah, he's like,
And it's
and then at one part, Al Michaels, remember, he goes, "It's hard to believe that these girls were
Only in
only in
grade
high
school.
school just a few years ago," and then you hear him go, and he's looking out there like,
No, I
14?
loved after they lost the game. So the winners have to wear hats to say winners, but the losers have to wear T-shirts and hats to say losers.
like in the locker room.
Loser, right?
Yeah,
And
Trey Parker's
that's
wearing
hilarious, and they're all decked out in loser gear.
yeah.
And
Like,
it's
you know
this
when
sucks.
they take their real
They-
cap off and put on the winner
They,
cap.
they legit ask him,
There's
they're
a
like,
legit,
so
or there's a
so
loser.
what's going on with the team? And he goes, well, it's a team effort, and I guess it took every one of us to lose
Yeah,
tonight.
we all suck.
Which is fucking
He's like,
stupid.
you must really feel horrible right now. Like the world
Oh, yeah,
is shitting
he's
on
like,
you.
well, I don't
on
really-
Coop or whatever.
He's like, I really don't want to be alone right now. I kind of
Yeah.
feel pretty desperate. And they're like, okay.
And
on
he
to
just
the next
puts his
person.
back to him, and he's like, well, the world certainly does seem to be raining
hate to
shit
be
on
a
Mr. Coop.
Yeah, I'd hate to be in Doug Cooper's shoes.
And you
right
just see him in the
now.
background, like, looking over, and he hears the whole
His
thing.
Letterman
Is-
jacket
is
on.
that-
Just walk
Is
off
that when
slowly.
Squeak's like, hey, does anybody want to interview
And he's
me?
like,
and they're like,
no.
Nope.
Yeah. He looks at, no. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, and
so-
his name is like Kenny, but they call him Squeak,
Yeah.
little bitch, and on the big banners it says Squeak, little bitch Squeak.
yeah.
Doug
like Doug
Swoosh.
Swish Reamer.
Oh,
And
that's,
then-
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it was Cooper.
And then I forget Coop's like first name, like Steve Cooper
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that.
I don't
I love
exactly.
that they just don't use his.
Yeah.
They just don't use his name.
I don't exactly remember how, but I think it's the beginning of a new season, and there's like the Make a Wish Foundation.
Yeah,
they have the
Yasmin
kids.
Bleeth.
Well,
And
this is
one of
all-
them, that's how they link up with Yasmin Bleeth.
But this is
Yeah. Ooh.
prior to.
In the words of Wayne's
This is
World,
prior to-
showing.
This is prior to the.
She
Oh,
must
no,
be
no.
mine.
So,
Oh,
they,
yes.
so they meet her at the end of the game, and
Yeah.
she's signing shit.
Yeah.
Reamer's like, "Here, you want a fresh?"
Pretzel?
I baked it
I baked
myself.
it myself.
And he's like, "What
And
the
some
fuck?"
mustard to go
He's
with
like,
that?
he's like, "What the fuck do you need to make it?" But he's like, "Yeah, dude, but chicks are really into doing something to cook."
Chicks are really into, yeah, dudes.
And then he goes, "Hey,
no, I think she
fastball."
wanted to fuck me.
He goes, "Hey, fastball," and he tosses it to a blanket.
Yeah, he hits him right in the face. Dude, with a basketball.
So,
Doesn't he say like better hands next time or something?
yeah, we'll have to work on those hands or something.
he's blind, Doug, and he's like, "Ooh." But then it goes to the will reading from the owner of the Brews,
Oh,
Or
for
the beers.
yeah, Ernest Borgnine.
and he's like, "Coop, remember that time we went out to Tijuana?"
oh yeah, no, because they go.
no.
No, he goes.
Oh,
He
no.
goes. And this next part is just
It's
in private for
private.
Coop. So everyone, please leave the room.
And
And
nobody
there's a
left.
pause, and no one budges.
They all look at each
And
other.
they show Trey Parker like looking around, getting like kind of pissed off, and then he just starts. Remember in Tijuana?
And he goes,
me
"Ooh,
and you." Ooh, yeah, and he's
I'm
dancing.
so
Is it-
sexy.
Dude, what about, we forgot to mention Lazy Boy.
But there's that's
Coop
right.
has his own
God,
special
yeah.
signature ball. The
Made
very first
out
basketball that was ever sewn
of
together
a lazy boy.
was made out of a basketball with a Lazy Boy. And he just cut into
The
his real
lazy boy symbol, which is
leather.
obviously not what lazy boy puts on the couches or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I ever really thought of that.
But yeah, so the stipulation for so there was a stipulation the owner said Coop and or it was Coop or was it Coop and Doug
I think it's
or Coop and Reamer
Yeah, either
Yeah,
way.
I think it was both.
own the
of them.
team.
Yeah, that's what it is. They both
if,
own it.
if they can win the champion, and if not,
The
it
Denslow
reverts-
Cup?
The Denslow Cup, and if
Ew.
not, it reverts back to like the league,
His,
and that's where the
or his
creepy-
wife, I think.
That's what it
That-
is. And Jenny McCarthy is his
McCarthy.
wife.
Yeah.
and that's where like
And then
the
would-
owner of the Dallas Stars is.
I wish we could remember his name. Do you remember that guy's name? Yeah, the
Gordon
Dallas
Gekko?
Felons owner.
I think it was Fuck McGuck. I could be wrong.
But he's funny in it. Remember when he's trying to, like, bribe
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
Stone? And Matt Stone is so fucking stupid that he, like, doesn't understand. And that guy's like, because he's
no.
getting so annoyed by how stupid he is.
I like when every time he talks to Jesse McCartney, he's like, "I love it if you could carpet my flooring.
Oh yeah, like
She's like,
Oh,
buff my.
She's like, ooh,
all that
wax my
sexual
floors.
double entendres.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean, and it cuts to Jenny McCarthy.
Her
just,
doing the
like,
actual
doing carpet, like
Yeah,
I'd really like you to buff out my floor.
yeah.
And
And
or
it
it was
shows
like,
her,
yeah,
like,
lay
trying to-
carpet. And she's actually doing it.
oh
like,
yeah, he says like buff my lobby, and you catch
Yeah.
him downstairs in his hotel
with
room.
that.
and like,
Yeah, they do it several times. It's like an ongoing joke.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's weird because it's normally in movies, one of the two would be the dummy that didn't get it. But in that, it's like the joke is just for like the audience.
Yeah.
It like what a weird that whole movie has such a dummy sense of humor. But it's like they both weren't making a double entendre.
Yeah.
Or maybe she thought he was, and then
Well, yeah, she thought that
she's like, "Oh fuck, he really seriously wanted me to clean
Yeah.
his floor." That's right. That's what it is.
he kind of
It's just
starts
weird.
some dissent between the two guys because I think he's trying to incorporate advertisement or sponsors
Oh, yeah.
into BASEketball.
Yeah.
And Doug or Matt Stone becomes like obsessed, and
Sir Swish?
he's like the Rodman.
Reamer.
He
Yeah.
becomes the Rodman of the league.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
like the dookie chain and the fur coat.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, it's
And
so
someone
ridiculous.
like pulls it off.
Oh.
They have to tap him on the
That's
shoulder when he's up to bat.
That's when you hear the wee ba boop ba da ba.
Oh, the montage.
I'm a
And then
fat
remember,
man.
at one point, him and Trey Parker are like so at ends with each other, or at odds with each other. That was weird. Freud, paging Dr. Freud, and he goes out there and grabs the ball, and seriously, he looks super uninterested, and he grabs the ball and just like tosses it over his shoulder towards the hoop and just walks back in the dugout.
Oh yeah,
He's not even
that's
trying.
before like Coop was like, okay, we'll allow like advertisements
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. It was when Doug was down, and Cooper was just like, no, like he didn't even like talk about it. Just no.
When there's that scene where the whole team goes to the bar and they get like beyond movie drunk.
Oh, and that
Where
the Make-A-Wish
it's
kid is with them,
insane. Oh,
and they let
yeah.
him drink, and he gets shit-faced. Remember, and he has like a terminal illness and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, little Jimmy, he has surgery tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you take him out for lunch, and then it's like where they're like, holy
they
shit,
do
this
a montage.
kid like
They do a montage with him where they're like fixing a car, and they all have greasy hands,
Yeah,
and they eat like PB&J sandwiches with super
with
greasy
grease
hands.
all over the bread.
But then he goes into surgery, and the doctor's
They
like,
make
"This
the kid do a bunch
this
of
kid
weird
smells like
stuff."
Robert Downey Jr."
Oh yeah,
So he
I just remember them taking tequila
I love
shots,
that movie, man.
and that's where,
Oh,
where
yeah.
Screech or
Squeak.
Squeak, he runs
Little
into
bitch.
it's a
Oh.
she-male. I mean,
Oh.
or whatever you want to.
his outre, his
And that's where Matt
Oui,
Stone's
oui.
like, "That's a dude, dude."
he goes,
like, "No, that's
she's got
a
the
dude."
sweetest cheeks, the loveliest Adam's apple.
Yeah. He's like, that's a dude. The way Matt Stone, like, to me, the humor is maybe the dumbest, literally, I've ever seen in any movie ever. But, like, I don't know, like, it's legit funny. Even, it's not funny, stupid funny. Well, most of it, I guess, kind of is. But it's like,
almost like,
legit funny to me.
It reminds me of Airplane. Or
It's
something.
hella on the
It's just
nose.
Yeah,
absurd.
I
but
guess so. It's absurd.
It's like just stupid jokes, but they're funny. They're smart.
Right.
But
yeah.
Matt
and it's
Stone,
a lot of it is Matt Stone and Trey Parker's delivery of the jokes,
Yes,
and
that's
then a
what
lot
makes
of it,
it.
I think, is just like kind of on that day the joke became this. Like it wasn't necessarily on the script.
Oh, do you guys remember that scene where they tell Squeak, they're like, okay, you're up on strikeout. You gotta get this out. He's like, what am I gonna say to him?
Yeah.
And, fucking Sir Swish is like, here. And he takes his hand and, like, writes it down.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So he
yeah.
steps up to the plate. He's like, hey, I fucked your mom. And the guy's like, my mom's dead. And it was E. Honda
Oh, yeah.
from Street Fighter.
How do you remember
Yeah,
that?
really.
I told
Wow,
you, like,
man.
me and
Jean-Claude
my
That was
brothers-
Van
impressive.
Damme.
Me and my
Hold on
brothers-
for a second. Let
Yeah,
that.
Jean-Claude
that
Van
settle.
Damme and Raul Julia's Street Fighter.
That's right.
Thank you, thank
In
you.
the same one. In the same breath. And,
You're welcome,
he goes,
everybody.
my mother's dead. And then you see Squeak say, I guess that's why she didn't move around a lot.
Oh yeah.
And the guy misses a
Yeah.
shot.
Oh,
and then
doesn't he
beats the
just
fuck
tip
out of it.
over?
He beats the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah, he beats the back. I like how they'll be holding the ball like ready to shoot, and right before they shoot, it's almost like they're just like, okay, I'll listen to what this guy says,
And they
trying
go,
to psych me out, and it fucks them up psychologically that they still shoot like shaking
Sideways,
this
sideways.
horrible sideways shot. When you just hold it and be like, fuck you, man, and then like take a breath and then shoot it.
Can you guys remember your favorite
No.
psych out?
Yeah, when he eats the aluminum foil.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
it's against an Italian guy,
Or
which
the-
I don't understand.
Or
I don't
Yeah.
get why that's a
Yeah, that greasy Italian guy would hate the aluminum foil.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
mouth.
What about when they do the? It's also Trey Parker, and he does the. It's I forget what actor it is. It's so and so's liposuction, and he puts a straw.
That's the
Marlon
worst.
Brando's
It's out of
liposuction.
Marlon Brando's ass. Liposuction. Marlon Brando's ass, and he drinks it. and he goes, "Oh, it's all salty and warm."
But
Oh.
you know what happens is the guy makes it. The guy makes it, and he keeps sipping. It's like, oh,
Like, why do I keep sipping it?
He's like it. He's doing it, keeps doing it, and the guy just makes it. And then they show when it goes back to Trey Parker, he's kind of like defeated walking
But he
back
can't-
to the dugout, but
he's
he's
still
still sipping it.
Chucks.
Yeah,
I'll get him next time.
I think the when Coop shows up and he does the and he pulls up a middle finger and then a pair of pliers and then just cuts his finger off.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, and blood goes
And so
everywhere.
he psychs him out, and he's like, "Oh, what?" And he like, it's obviously
It was a prosthetic
he
arm.
could not hold that, but then it cuts to him holding like a severed prop hand.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're like, "Oh no, it's just a bit."
When,
No big deal.
when they end up
But when he does it, it's real.
Yeah,
Like,
look,
or-
yeah, no, it's real.
when they end up splitting apart, I think it's towards the end of the season or the championship game or something.
yeah.
And they have to come. I might be skipping ahead, but I just remember them having to come together. There's like a volcano or something. Volcano display, and Squeak is in the middle, and he's
Little
like,
bitch.
Oh, he's a
like,
pineapple.
How dare we
Desecrate
that? He's like,
What?
dude,
I don't remember this.
Dude,
What
it
do you-
is hilarious, man. They're
He's
all
like,
dressed.
and it's like some like weird like ceremony. He's like,
It's some Caribbean
Like-
Oh,
And
on
then
that boat.
they both just
They're all dressed up. And why are they doing this
it
skit?
reminds me of Semi-Pro.
they just start,
Yeah.
and then at the end they just start making out together,
Oh, yeah.
Real Matt Stone and Trey Parker
like hard tongue
Make-
punching.
out. It's
But
more sexy
we
than
are-
Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's more like real sexual romantic energy.
Yeah.
but we are skipping ahead because you guys forgot
Or
about
him
the
and
long
Russell
dick-
Crowe in The Mummy.
You guys
It's a good
forgot.
movie.
You guys forgot about the long dick scene
They make out.
where the
Yeah.
dude
He
comes
plays
in.
Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Mr. Hyde's the one that made out, though.
I'm
Mr. Hyde's in his
my
pants.
Never mind. But there's that scene where the owner of the Dallas Dirt Stars comes in and it's the
Dirt stars.
You mean
Jerry
Jenny
Jones?
McCarthy?
it's Matt
Jerry
Matt
Jones?
Stone and Trey Parker and they're both in there and they're
Oh,
like standing
in the
naked
locker room.
and you just see
Oh, and they just
a
have
long
giant
shaft
dicks?
on
Yeah, they're like, sign the contract, and they throw it
and
down.
he like but
And it's on the bench
but Coop,
and then
but,
on the
but
ground.
Coop does something where he does like a dramatic like turn where he's like off to the side, he turns his face to the side and then
Yeah.
turns around real quick
And he goes,
and you see the guy have to like dodge his dick.
He comes off the ground and thuds back on the ground. Yeah, at one point it's going all the way down to the ground, then like up over a bench, and then onto the ground.
It was so tight. It was so tight.
It was like that
It's
old
tight, tight,
computer
tight.
game with the snake.
Yeah, that your cell phone game.
But yeah, this movie has so many funny parts in it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
thrills and chills.
And
Thrills
then they're
and
both
chills.
trying to hook up with Yasmin Bleeth.
I will never forget the wee ba boop ba da boop.
Yeah,
Ba, ba, ba,
whenever
ba.
the montage,
And it
everything's
This
just
going
shows
is-
south.
like it just shows like Sir Swish like doing poses for magazines and shit
Okay,
like that.
let me ask: Is
and
this
they
this
have
the
the
movie?
fan, so
And
his
he,
like
like-
hair's blowing back and
And he
everything.
legit,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you guys said he was like the Rodman. He had like
Yeah,
he had
I
like
don't know.
curls, didn't he? Like he dyed his hair and shit like that.
I think I don't
Yes. He colored his hair. I want to say he at least dyed it.
Yeah.
And
Is
he might have
this-
done the cornrows.
remember. Is this the song that had? I mean, is this the
I'm
movie
a
that had that
scat
song? The Now You're a Man.
No,
No, that's Orgasmo. But this one
That's
would have,
Orgasmo. But it has the song when he's in the car on the radio,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, everything.
Oh,
the girl
fuck.
you're
I
with
think-
doesn't like you, and your best friend screwed
Six
you
oh
over.
shit.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
there
saying
a-
everything in his life.
Yeah.
There's a callback to that in
But
Team
now
America.
and it like
And it's
kicks
like,
in.
So you put
And he's like starts tapping on the wheel.
and he's like, and the pain you feel's never gonna go away unless you put topical cream on your dick every day.
Oh, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like,
He's starting to get all nervous and look around.
yeah, he's like, who's watching you? And then he does. They do
He
that,
starts getting freaked
They
out
do that
because
unsolved
everything
mysteries.
about him.
Remember that? They do an unsolved
Oh
mysteries.
yeah,
bit.
where is Doug Cooper?
Doug Cooper
Or Doug
Last
Reaver,
scene,
or-
Doug Reamer, yeah. Keep messing it up.
he's like
Trey Parker's Coop. Is it about him or?
The blonde.
Yeah, because he ends up leaving and they do the unsolved mysteries.
Because the dude from the Dallas Dirt Stars tries to blackmail him by saying like, "Hey, there's illegal like child fucking what's it called production.
it's
going
like
on."
slave labor
in
for
Calcutta.
manufacturing.
And, and that's
so
what,
yeah, he goes there.
That's right. So he goes
Reamer's
there.
like, "Why would you let this happen?" And Coop's like, "You're a fucking dickhead. I was the one that was against it the whole time." And Squeak's hilarious, just busy tongue punching his dame. But
no
that
big
the
deal.
she-male.
No big deal.
I love Squeak.
that just gave me a memory of him like jumping up and down and his girls like, tossing him up.
Oh yeah, that's when they win the big game. When they're doing the unsolved mysteries, they're doing the what could have happened to him.
Oh yeah,
And one of them is like,
obviously wrong.
I think he hung himself, and it's like
it says like
dramatic reenactment,
reenactment.
and it's an old man hanging himself.
Isn't he smoking a cigarette while he's hanging it like?
It's so
It looks like Red was here.
Oh yeah, what's Brooks?
Shawshank Brooks and Shawshank
Everything,
Redemption.
life moves so fast now. I went to jail in 1904 for the automobile.
The automobile blows Brooks' mind,
Yeah.
so he just wraps
Now
a
he's just
rope around his neck,
He's just bagging groceries. That old con.
and he's just dreaming about being violent with the customers.
It cuts to like so where do you like they go to interviews like where is Doug Reamer and everybody's like I don't give a fuck where he's at, I hope he's fucking dead.
Oh yeah,
And one of the girl what's her name,
Yasmin Belief.
she's like I hope he's in the deepest pit like in like
Oh,
the
wow.
world like hanging out
Yeah,
there or whatever.
yeah.
And then it cuts back to the guy and he's like, so our last known thing is that he's probably hanging out in the deepest pit somewhere. Like, dude, that movie is.
What
so
about?
fucking crucial.
Do you guys remember the whole hospital scene? They really upped the
Oh, I
slapstick
forgot
stupidness
about that,
of the
dude.
movie in the hospital, where they like. He keeps sitting on the little boy's like breathing tube,
And they keep
and it makes him like sit up hella hardcore, and his face turning all blue.
They keep
and
giving
then they
him-
stand up, and then he lays back down.
They keep giving him an electric shock too.
Yeah, they're like clear. He's like turn it up, and they keep it's like 10,000 volts or whatever.
and then they
is a
stop
lot.
for a second and they're like, "I'm trying to save an innocent life."
Oh yeah,
He's like, "Oh,
on.
I love you, Captain. Always have."
I always have. And then they like giggle to each other.
They forget what they're doing.
Yeah.
They forget that they're there.
They
around a
amuse
dead
each
kid
other
for a
with
second.
that. Yeah, killing some kid.
Oh, do you guys remember when he meets Reggie Bush?
Or Reggie Jackson.
Oh, Reggie
That's
Jackson.
Right.
And Coop would always rewatch that like third home run as like inspiration.
Yeah.
And it cuts to roadkill caught on tape.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do remember that. Where they're just throwing like dead animals at the grill. It's so bad.
Oh, yeah,
it's like
it's-
a
you
POV shot.
It's not even real animals.
No,
It's
it's just
animals.
yeah, just
and
things
shit.
hitting the grill.
Right.
So these assholes like recorded over my tape.
So, are you guys
yeah.
ready to do some fact checking and some trivia?
First of all, what I want to ask, what was your guys' favorite part of the movie? Can you guys pick one?
I don't know if I have.
I don't think I necessarily have like
I
a
guess,
favorite
like,
part.
yeah, I guess
it's all just kind
if
of
it's
like
from
really good
memory, I guess we
lines.
wouldn't. I remember
Yeah.
this whole movie like.
Me too. Me too. Is there any other actors we didn't say? I can't remember the owner of the Dallas team. I think he has a fairly famous name.
He has a very recognizable face. I know he's
Yeah.
probably been in a lot of like westerns and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like old Hollywood.
yeah, exactly.
God damn it! I feel
He's a
like
sly
that
one.
hurt.
I think my favorite scene is that shit where they eat like where they have the ridiculously long dongers.
Yeah.
Like just because it's so like
Oh.
outlandish.
I was
And
gonna
that whole
say,
scene,
I know.
They're trying to be dramatic, and the whole time this guy's trying not to stare at their dick.
Yeah.
They just
I do
have
love
like
that scene.
They just have like 3-foot-long dongers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember there's a small Cartman cameo?
That's right. He's like, oh, look at me, I'm fucking fat. I'm fucking fat as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
there's
does
not a
that
lot of
Oh,
South
and
Park
he-
references.
There's two actually, or I remember a second one. He does Mr. Garrison.
oh, really?
Because when they're arguing, he goes,
I forgot
"Oh, I'm
how
sorry,
much
I
Doug
forgot
Reimer
how much
cares about
Doug
kids."
Reimer cares about kids."
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I love the scene where Reamer keeps trying to like impress her. Like that's pretty funny every time.
Oh yeah. And they're even like Coop and her have like a really like emotional moment, and then they're like about to have this passionate kiss, and Dipshit walks in the door. Doug Reimer and I think squeak a little bit.
Oh,
scarred.
and they come in full scrubs after they just almost got done killing this kid.
And they say like, "Hey, check out all this cool shit we found."
And he had like
And then Reamer's
the
got
thing
the
that they put
stethoscope.
in the vagina, doesn't he?
Reamer's got
That
the
little, like,
stethoscope.
duck
and he's like,
lip
"Oh,
thing.
let me check your heart rate. You seem like you're distressed or something like that."
Yeah.
So.
And then he's like,
stupid.
hits on Yasmin Bleeth from there. Even though it's like, she obviously has something like going on with Coop. He's such a douche.
And he's not even interested in her. He just wants to have sex with a hot girl.
Yeah. What was that? Yeah,
So
I don't...
Dante just came.
Do you
It's
remember
inaudible,
anything
and
else at the ending? He meets Reggie Jackson.
Reggie
I remember
Jackson's
that. He's
pissed
like,
about, like,
I wish I could get my ball back from that little shit that hit the.
Oh yeah, he's
that
all.
when
I
hit the
had
third one.
I had both the first two. I finally tracked him down, but that little shit who had the third one, and he's like, "Oh,
all right, well,
good luck." Yeah. Was there any other like random cameos like on the other teams? You know who I think is in it?
Real big fish.
Unless I'm thinking of a different movie. Isn't that dude who was in Mad TV for a while, that Michael McDonald guy? I feel like he has a super small cameo
I can't picture him.
on one of like the other teams. The guy who does Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Remember he does the yeah.
Who else is in that movie? Because there
Ernest
is there has to be
Borgnine.
other people. I love that they had like actual like sports announcers though. That part was pretty.
Yeah, and they're like legit.
Like creeps.
I don't know. To me, it's amazing because they're legit. Where they sound. To me, the ultimate is Al Michaels in sports. He to me is the goat. And so seeing him in that movie is like amazing
And
because the
being
way
a
he talks
hard perv.
makes it super legit and serious sounding.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the sport and just like he's coming up for his third Denslow Cup and like it all sounds hella legit.
And then
And
he
then
goes, hard to believe these girls. Hard to believe 5 years ago these girls were still in grade school.
Yeah. And then they show Costas and he like looks over at him like freaked out.
Oh, that's what he goes.
And that's when he does
Sorry about the pause, guys. I was looking for some stuff,
Or-
but we have a new assistant here.
Yeah.
Movies from Memory, little
Little
Corey.
Corey.
And he
He
fucked
works
it up.
for other podcasts. on
Yeah,
this
and
network.
it's not
Big network.
loading, so I don't know.
Really?
It's a
Corey,
piece
what
of
the
shit.
fuck?
Corey.
We pay you in pennies. What the fuck
Corey.
are you doing? Corey, hey, get back here, Corey. The fuck? You're supposed to be looking this shit up.
Now I have.
He didn't find anything.
Well, I have a cast list now. He just fucking
Corey's
sent it to me.
ashamed
It's
of
not the
his-
one that I want, though.
He's legitimately piddling in the
I
corner
know.
right now.
Pissing me
Like this.
off if I'm
Sorry,
He's
on
not
real
gonna.
level.
Usually, I just pay him on food, but he's not getting paid today.
yeah.
Sorry,
Definitely
audience.
not.
We're gonna.
He can watch
rectify this.
BASEketball. That's the
We're gonna
closest thing he gets.
Definitely not getting fed today. All right,
Yeah.
so the cast. We're talking.
Yeah.
We're talking
Trey
facts,
Parker, Matt
cast,
Stone.
and trivia.
Oh,
you
what
guys
year?
ready?
What was the year?
What did you think? I had 99.
I had
97.
98 and you're 97.
Mr. Craig is
I was
correct.
98.
I
Woo!
wish it was the same year as Anaconda. That'd been.
And the director, I think, is like
BASEketball.
someone we don't know.
Rated
right?
R, 1998.
Talks over you.
A sports comedy. My bad. Yeah, you were saying the director.
Yeah, it's someone we don't know, right?
Yeah.
It's Walter Mellon, I believe, directed.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
My favorite director.
The director was.
Corey, god damn it, stop it!
Oh my god.
The director
Martin
was
Scorsese.
David Zucker. It was also
Mark Zuckerberg?
written by David Zucker.
Really?
Yeah, he actually...
Little known fact, he invented Facebook.
He is recognized as the director
With the
and writer to
Winklevoss
the
twins.
critically successful 1998 film Airplane. So that kind of
Really?
makes sense. As well as being the creator of the Naked Gun franchise and for directing Scary
Dude.
Movie 3 and Scary Movie 4.
That all
That
adds up.
explains it
That all
so
adds
much.
up.
It's so much like Airplane. And what was the other one?
Scary Movie.
3 and 4.
And-
yeah.
and
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
It's all
yeah,
slapstick. It is like it is that to a
But
T.
yes, and the scary movies.
So yeah, it was also it was directed, produced, and written by David Zucker.
Huh.
So
But I think that I wonder if it says in there like I thought I heard that Trey and Matt like a lot of their jokes they just came up with in the moment.
they just improv.
And we're
that,
like, let's
most
just
likely.
I
go with
remember
this
in
dumb
the,
joke.
in the doc, they were talking about how they never really like played basketball, but they got like kind of good at shooting
Really?
from it.
Really?
Which I
You
guess
saw a documentary on it
Yeah, I mean, it was like
on the DVD.
if you had the DVD, like it'd do like a behind the scenes. And shit like that. I guess it's not like a documentary. It's
But
just
or
like-
yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah.
So it's starring Trey Parker.
Because
Matt
I've heard
Stone.
recently, literally down the line, everyone who's involved with it is like massively embarrassed. and
Yeah,
thinks it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the worst movie ever.
I heard that
That's
as
so
well.
funny.
And it's definitely stupid.
It's not.
It's not like
It's
you know,
not like
it's
worst
silly,
movie
it's
ever
goofy,
though.
but it's not. I don't know. Like I think it's funny.
Yeah.
That's
It's
wild
funny to
because
me.
I feel like people feel the same way about like Pauly Shore movies, and I'm like,
Yeah.
these movies are funny.
It's
like,
it's comparable to that. Yeah.
they don't have to be like great movies, but I laugh every time I watch
Yeah.
them.
I still like love them. Like I love this movie.
Like I'm in love with this movie.
Yeah, I really like it.
So did the kid that was in the Make-A-Wish die? Or is he still on?
He
Oh,
in
wow.
real life.
Spoiler. Did he get the big C? I don't know.
Oh my
You
god.
tell me.
So yeah,
All right.
were you about to say the cast?
Yeah, so it's
Before
starring Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Yasmine Bleeth, Jenny
Ooh.
McCarthy,
Preach.
Ooh.
Robert
Portman.
Vaughn is the name of the
Robert
guy,
Vaughn.
the villain that we were trying to remember.
Yeah.
Ernest Borgnine
Played
and
Ted Denslow.
yes, and Dion Bachelor or
Oh, he has
Bakar.
some weird name, huh?
and his first name is Dian.
That's right. Yeah, it's like Dian or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I guess that's
I
what it would be.
I swear I heard them say his name one time.
Dean.
Distributed
He's like
by-
Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah. You guys want to see? We'll look into him.
But he's in a lot of the Trey and Parker movies.
He
Not all of
also
them.
appeared as an alien engineer in Galaxy Quest.
No shit.
Yeah, Squeak Scolari.
Squeak little bitch skull.
Although the
So
bulk
did,
of his scenes were
hey,
cut, he can be
actually,
seen on
in
the
Galaxy
DVD.
Quest, so
Special
did,
features.
So did Dwight. Dwight's one of the other.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, he's in there.
Wow, that just blew my mind.
Dwight and Squeak Scolari in the same movie. Believe that.
Squeak,
Deal with it.
little bitch, Scolari.
Scolari. Ordinary fucking people.
Oh, and everybody, if you're listening to this and enjoying it, so I'm talking to nobody. But if that hypothetical person existed, check out. There's about to be a debut of a 4th podcast on the network.
That's right. There's been rumblings
And-
here. At
Yeah,
Let's Spend the Night Together.
it's been officially endorsed by. Hello, Spider Friend.
Stanley himself.
Dan the Man
here?
Lee.
You are.
Please check out these boys' podcast.
That's very nice of you, Stan.
Stan.
We didn't give you any money to say that either.
Stan, what's
It's
your
a
next
great
project?
listen. Excelsior.
I love when he says that.
Wait, there he goes. Off
Bye,
in the sunset.
Stan.
Corey just let him out.
Bye.
Now
Yeah.
Corey just gave me those bedroom
Corey,
eyes,
help
and
him
now
down
he's
those
gone.
stairs.
I swear to God.
He's an old man.
I swear to God, Corey, if you don't bring me those goddamn keys.
Oh my
Corey, give me
god.
back those goddamn
You're getting
keys.
abusive with him.
Little trivia, this is the only work involving Trey Parker and Matt Stone that was neither written, directed, nor produced by them.
Wow.
Although Zucker himself has stated that Parker and Stone contributed innumerable suggestions for the film, most of which were used.
Oh wow.
So,
yeah.
like you were saying before,
Yeah.
they might not be,
They're not
necessarily
credited
writer
as
credits or
writers,
anything like
but-
that, but
Sounds like they should have gotten it.
I want to say I read
But,
something about how
you
they
know.
felt like jaded after this project.
Yeah.
Because it was
I
like
heard
the
that
first
too.
thing that they hadn't been all hands in on.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
it's
I
a big
can't
one.
remember everything I heard about it, but I've heard them talk about it and like.
I heard that they said
Yeah.
that they sucked a lot of dicks to get the shot, and that they didn't
Oh my
appreciate
God.
this being the plateau. Because after this, they did nothing. Nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone were cast after South Park became a hit. The filmmakers approached Parker and Stone to be in the movie after their animated series became the biggest hit in Comedy Central history.
Yeah, it was already going, right?
Yeah.
2
I
years.
wonder if that still holds up comparatively to like the Chappelle Show,
What does?
What?
South Park.
South Park?
I think
That'd
so.
have been like
South
this.
It's kind of different though, but
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
they both hold up.
oh yeah.
Well, I mean, like, do you think like I understand like South Park was like a huge splash, but do you think it was bigger than Chappelle Show?
I
It
think
probably was.
bigger?
Right?
Oh
It
yeah.
probably was,
Well, I don't know them. It's their biggest show that they've ever had, Comedy Central.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so.
mean,
Like,
Probably
probably
so,
still.
yeah.
Before BASEketball, Parker and Stone had pitched Zucker, a TV show, a musical buddy comedy about a biblical exodus called Aaron and Moses.
Aren't they
Wow.
behind That's My Bush?
I
think
thought I
so.
heard that. Yeah, yeah.
Chris Farley was Zucker's first choice for the lead. Parker,
But he died of heroin.
jeez, yeah, he
Jeez.
tragically passed away.
He went the
in
way of
December.
Tom Petty,
It was like
but with heroin.
It was like when Baby Boy was supposed to be. Didn't that dude direct it or he wrote it for Tupac? But Tupac passed away, so then like 5 years later, he was like, "Fuck it, I'll just make it with Tyrese."
Which movie's that?
Baby Boy, the one with.
Oh, really? That was
Ving
gonna have-
Rhames?
That was gonna have Machiavelli.
Machiavelli, rest in peace, baby.
Some South Park characters make an unofficial appearance in the movie. Parker delivers lines in the same voices used by South Park characters in some key moments. He uses Mr. Garrison's voice
Yeah.
to make fun of Stone's
Cares about
character for
kids.
helping a kids' charity. The line is,
Yeah.
"I forget how much Doug Reamer cares about kids."
Cares about kids.
God damn, was that Mr. Garrison?
That's
Was
pretty
Mr.
bad.
Garrison?
That was. I try. Then Parker channels Cartman while trying to psych out a Dallas player in the
Corey,
championship
get the
game.
fuck out of here!
I remember that one.
Fat fuck.
Okay, so sportscaster Al Michaels threatened legal action over his 1 day of work.
He did.
this is where
He's
I
the
really,
one who went.
I enjoy the podcast where it's just these really bizarre
Yeah.
stories of what
I
happened.
knew
like,
that he
the cast or
wasn't
the crew.
happy with it, but I want to say he doesn't answer questions about it when he's been interviewed about the movie.
I mean, that's fair. Like for it to have to try to have like a prestigious like sports announcement.
right.
But what I'm saying
But
is
he
like,
took the
why,
job.
Yeah. Why
And it's
accept
weird
it?
that it sounds like he took the job, and then he's like, "No, like you need to. You can't have my shit in there." And they're just like, "Well, you already filmed it, and you're signed. You signed a fucking
That's what I'm
contract, so you're in the movie being a fucking pervert, and that's how it goes.
And that's what I
you
mean,
were
like,
hilarious
why,
in the movie.
Why
so.
would you like if you were that adamant about not doing it? You could have just been like, "No, I'm just not going to do this."
Yeah,
when-
it's,
you know what I mean?
it's strange. Yeah,
Like there had to have been a script that they're like, "Hey, do you want to play this part?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And then he gets
Yeah.
done with it, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, I did it." And then he's like,
I
"Oh,
wonder-
Oh, you got to hear the
I
reason.
wonder if Trey or Matt got any input on Bob Costas and Al Michaels' lines because they never meet in the movie.
I don't know, but it was all financials. So when Al Michaels found out that fellow sportscaster Bob Costas
That's right.
was being paid $50,000, Al Michaels was only getting paid $35,000
That's
for his
right.
1 day of work on the movie. Al Michaels threatened legal action. He was eventually paid $60,000 for his brief appearance.
Dude,
is that it?"
he early
He like,
in
"No,
the
cool."
you know how Bill Simmons had like the BS podcast,
Yeah.
and then he recently, once he like left off from them, he started the
remake.
Bill Simmons podcast, but it's kind of the same thing. But like, so shortly after it started, real early on, he had Al Michaels on as a guest. It was a really good episode, and he talked. That's why I'm like having some of this weird BASEketball things that I'm remembering. Is he talks a lot or a little bit about BASEketball to Al Michaels,
That's nuts.
and he was saying how he like doesn't usually talk about it in interviews, but he talked a little bit, and he was and Bill asks him about that, like the weird thing about like Al explains like them not getting paid the same, and
I like that this is the
It's
second
nutty.
time back to back for Movies from Memory that we've mentioned the Bill Simmons podcast.
yeah,
Check it out; it's pretty good.
Yeah,
the
it was a
Ringer
good podcast.
was it
Yeah, the-
Rewatchables last time?
So the last piece of trivia that I have. BASEketball was a real game that the director played when he was younger.
Yeah,
wow.
When I looked it up, when I typed in BASEketball, I got a Wikipedia for like black and white photos about like
What?
this old school game.
Director and co-writer, co-producer David Zucker and his friends invented the game BASEketball in 1982 because they were bored with playing regular basketball.
If I'm not
And
mistaken, it's a
winded.
mistake.
From it?
Yeah, true that. I love
Lazy.
basketball, but all this, athletic stuff I hate doing.
What if lazy people want to play basketball?
So BASEketball is a limited contact sport played on a rectangle
We've
court.
tried to play legit basketball before, and we had like a decent amount of people, and it was still kind of just like, wait, like someone's on first and third, or like what? Or
And psychouts
there's
don't
like
really
one
work
out.
the way it works in the movie.
And the psychouts don't work how they work in the movie. But what happens is, if you have a friend named Chase, he takes every ounce of clothing off and is standing there naked.
No, that was Ray. That did
No,
that.
they both did it, bro. They were competing for who could have
Who
less
can get the
clothes
most
on.
naked.
And in front of like several of the guys at this
And it was
outing
next
had their
to, like,
girlfriends there.
And it was next to like an elementary, well, not elementary, but like a little kid's playground.
Yeah.
Granted, it was like at 11 o'clock at night, but it was still
Yeah.
like they were just ready to go.
It
Bounce
just,
out.
I don't know. It was hilarious.
So there
that
is
those
a
dudes had their
after
dicks in the night sky.
after credits scene.
Yaddy, 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 yaddy. What?
After the credits have
They
rolled,
led into the original
Al
Avengers.
Michaels and Bob Costas repeat the Coop and Reamer dude argument from earlier in the film, and the movie ends as they draw the curtain, and the two are seemingly about to kiss.
Seriously?
Yes.
I don't know if I remember that. Dude,
Check
I have it on
it
DVD.
out.
Let's fucking rewatch that shit.
Okay, we're gonna rewatch it right now. What a great way to end the podcast.
All right, guys. So this is the end of
Movies from memory.
Movies from memory,
I hope
baby.
you guys enjoyed yourself. I'm definitely down to
Check out
watch
the
this
other
movie.
episodes.
I think the best thing that we can say is that if we've talked about a film, and you kind of you think about like everything funny about it, you're just like, all right, I'm down to watch.
Yeah, hopefully it's
Yeah,
something
makes
that
me wanna watch
the
it.
listeners want to watch based on our goofy ass
Yeah,
explanation.
hearing us
Yeah.
talk about it.
It's
Yeah, I don't know.
obvious.
Would it be better to watch the movie before you listen to the podcast?
Who knows?
Or do you
That's
think
up
it's
for
better
you to decide.
It's
Listener.
almost better the other way to me.
You think so? Have you
Because
tried
you
it?
listen to the. I have like other movie podcasts.
Ah.
I listen to them and then I'm like, oh shit, now I gotta go watch that movie.
Oh, how did this get made?
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good
rewatchables. A lot of. Well, I keep bringing up fucking.
Yeah, rewatch.
Will you stop bringing it up?
He tells people to see it.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he say the next one's gonna be this movie,
Well,
and then you're supposed to watch it?
Well, How Did This Get Made does the same thing. They do the prequels to let people know
Yeah.
what they're gonna watch.
Yeah.
They just did Last Dragon, which is pretty fucking tight.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you guys have any ideas of what you want to do next? I do.
The next one.
Liar, liar.
Yeah, you were saying liar, liar.
I want to do Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
Craig?
Oh, that's a good. Oh, When Nature Calls, though. I like the first one better, but I
Lace this out.
had said Jumanji.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That I think would be a good one.
Well, I guess you guys gotta wait until next week.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out.
It'll be
With
a movie.
David Allen Greer will be on our next episode. We've got to announce.
Dag's
What
gonna
about-
be here.
Oh, we're gonna watch a Dag movie. So we're gonna watch Tales from the Hood.
Is he in that one?
Yeah.
Shit. All
That
right. Well,
didn't sound convincing.
this has been Movies from Memory. Thank you for listening.
Like, hey,
Thank you.
big spin.